Hello everyone. So in this session I am going to continue again the optical instruments. I am going to discuss about telescope. We already discussed about the types of microscope, that is a simple microscope and compound microscope. And also we derived angular magnification of simple as well as compound microscope. Now this is the last part of optical instrument, that is we are going to study about telescope. So first we have to know what is a telescope. So telescope is an optical instrument which is used to see distant objects clearly by increasing the visual angle. So when we are observing any objects with our unaided eye, so that object may be not much clear. To magnify the image of the object, we are using optical instrument. So now this is telescope. So telescope is used to see distant object, that means far objects clearly by increasing the visual angle. Then telescope is mainly divided into two categories, that is refracting telescope and reflecting telescope. Remember, so this telescope we are going to call it as refracting only because in this telescope refraction of light takes place. That means in this telescope we can use lenses or any spherical surfaces. Then in the second type, this telescope is called reflecting telescope only because in this telescope reflection of light takes place, so that we can use spherical mirrors. Now let us concentrate on refracting telescope. So refracting telescope make use of convex lenses to see the distant objects clearly. So convex lens is thicker at the center than at the edges. So these convex lenses are also called as converging lens because when a light falls on convex lens, two times refraction of light takes place. After refraction, all the refracted rays are converging at a single point. So we are going to call it as converging lens. And in this telescope, we are using convex lenses to see the distant objects clearly. So here, remember, the phenomenon refraction of light takes place. And again in a refracting telescope, there are two types, that is astronomical telescope and terrestrial telescope. So now, what is astronomical telescope? So here, this optical instrument is used to see heavenly bodies. Heavenly bodies means we can see the moon, stars, planets. So this astronomical telescope is used to see heavenly bodies clearly. And the second one is a terrestrial telescope. So this telescope is used to see distant objects clearly on the surface of the earth. Astronomical telescope is used to see heavenly bodies which are in the space. But terrestrial telescope is used to see the objects which are on the earth or which are on the surface of the earth, but they are away from the observer. So these are the two types of refracting telescope. Now in detail we can study about astronomical telescope. So before going to study about astronomical telescope, first we have to know the second type of telescope, that is reflecting telescope. So in this telescope, reflection of light takes place. So for reflection phenomenon, we should use mirrors. So in this telescope, I am going to use converging mirror. So converging mirror means we can use concave mirror. So concave mirror means here reflecting surface is towards the center of the sphere. This is concave mirror. So after reflection of light, here the converging of light takes place. We will get a real and inverted image. So that this telescope is called as reflecting telescope. Remember, in this telescope we are using concave mirror or converging mirror to see the distant objects clearly. That may be the heavenly bodies or the objects which are on the earth surface. So now we can study about astronomical telescope. So we already know that astronomical telescope is used to see the heavenly bodies. And here this telescope again consists of two converging lenses, that is convex lens. The first lens is called objective lens, which is denoted by O, and the second converging lens is eyepiece and it is denoted by E. So this astronomical telescope consists of two converging lenses, just like compound microscope that we already studied. Now here objective lens is having larger focal length than eyepiece. Here eyepiece is having small focal length or moderate focal length. And here this telescope is said to be in normal adjustment when image is formed at infinity. That means when astronomical telescope is under normal adjustment, that means at least distance of distinct vision. Under normal adjustment of this telescope, image is formed at infinity. That's why the image is highly magnified as well as inverted. So here we have only one case, because under normal adjustment itself we will get highly magnified image, and that image is formed at infinity. Here now we can derive angular magnification of astronomical telescope. We already know about angular magnification. We derived angular magnification of simple microscope as well as compound microscope. So we know the equation angular magnification is given by m equal to beta divided by alpha, where beta indicates the visual angle subtended by image and alpha indicates visual angle subtended by object. Now here using this equation, so we can derive angular magnification of astronomical telescope. Now let us observe the ray diagram. Astronomical telescope consists of two lenses, two converging lenses, that is objective and eyepiece. Objective lens is denoted by O and eyepiece is denoted by the symbol E. Objective lens is having larger focal length and eyepiece is having smaller focal length. Let us consider focal length of objective lens is denoted by FO and focal length of eyepiece is denoted by FE. So there are two converging lenses. Now we know that astronomical telescope is used to observe heavenly bodies. Now let us consider the parallel beam of light. So these incident rays are emitted from heavenly body. For example, you can consider a star or a planet or moon. So from that heavenly body we are getting parallel beam of light. When this parallel beam of light falls on objective lens, so that refraction of light takes place. After refraction, all these refracted rays are converging at point A dash B dash. Because this is a convex lens, so when we are using a convex lens, we know that converging of light takes place after refraction. You can observe the second ray of light is passing through the optic center, so it is undeviated. So these three refracted rays are converging at A dash B dash. Now A dash B dash is image of this heavenly body. Now that heavenly body is completely away from the observer. Now here you can observe the image is here inverted and it is also real. So we got real and inverted image which is denoted by A dash B dash. Here objective lens and eyepiece, so they are fixed at the free ends of this telescopic tube or this metallic tube. So this metallic tube is itself acting as a principal axis. On this principal axis or on this metallic tube, I am going to consider two objective and eyepiece lens, and these two lenses are fixed at the free ends. Now I am going to adjust these two lenses in such a way that this image is formed exactly at principal focus of objective as well as eyepiece. Right? Now A dash B dash is acting as object for eyepiece, and the same A dash B dash is acting as image for objective lens. Right? Now here from this A dash B dash, again two light radiations are emitted. So when this light radiation falls on eyepiece, again refraction of light takes place, so that after refraction here, so these refracted rays are traveling parallel to each other. When it reaches the observer's eye, it appears to coming from infinity. That means final image is formed at infinity. Image is formed at infinity. Here you can observe the separation of lens is so adjusted that principal focus of objective as well as principal focus of eyepiece. Here these two are coincide. At this point A dash B dash image is formed. Since the intermediate image A dash B dash acting as object for eyepiece and the same intermediate A dash B dash is acting as image for objective lens. And the final image is formed at infinity. Here this image is highly magnified. Image is highly magnified and it is virtual, then also it is inverted. So we are getting highly magnified image, and that image is virtual. It is not real because there is no converging of light. It is just the apparent or it is assumption of the observer. And here this image is also inverted. That means whatever the image is formed here, that image is exactly in the opposite direction to the object. But there is no much difference because this astronomical telescope is used to see heavenly bodies which are usually spherical. That's why when image is inverted, there is no much difference between object and image. So now we can find angular magnification of astronomical telescope using this ray diagram. So we know the equation m equal to beta divided by alpha. Alpha is the visual angle subtended by object. Now object means we are going to consider heavenly body. Here I am going to consider angle alpha. This is visual angle subtended by object. And similarly, so if I am going to take it as alpha, then here we can write it is alpha. Similarly, beta is visual angle subtended by image. Here image is formed at infinity. Now this is the angle subtended by image. Let us take it as beta. So here also we can write it as beta. Now we can write the value of alpha and beta so that we will get angular magnification. Now here I am going to consider the value of tan alpha and tan beta. See here the value of alpha, here it is A dash B dash O. First we can write the angle A dash O B dash is alpha. Similarly angle A dash E B dash is beta. That means visual angle subtended by object, and this is visual angle subtended by image. Now let us calculate the value of tan alpha. So tan alpha equal to, here the angle is A dash O B dash, opposite side is A dash B dash divided by adjacent side is OB dash. This is the value of tan alpha. Here I am going to neglect tan. So tan alpha is equivalent to alpha only because angles are very small. Tan alpha can be written as alpha because angle is small. Now similarly we can write the value of beta. Tan beta can be written as beta, which is equal to opposite side is again a dash b dash divided by adjacent side is eb dash. So now we got the value of alpha and beta. Now we can substitute in angular magnification equation, that is m equal to beta divided by alpha. So beta value is a dash b dash divided by eb dash into alpha value is ob dash divided by a dash b dash. Here a dash b dash will get cancelled. So we can write m equal to ob dash divided by eb dash. Now here in place of OB dash is equivalent to focal length of objective lens. So we can write FO. In place of EB dash, we can write focal length of eyepiece, which is denoted by FE. So it can be written as FO divided by FE because A dash B dash is the intermediate image which is acting as object for eyepiece. So this image is formed exactly at principal focus of objective lens as well as eyepiece. So in place of OB dash and EB dash we can write focal length. Now using sign conventions, using Cartesian sign convention, we can write m equal to, so we got FO divided by FE. So FO is focal length of objective lens. Let us apply Cartesian sign convention. So we have to measure focal length from optic center to object, or this is A dash B dash. Optic center to principal focus is called focal length. Now it is along the direction of incident ray. So we can take it as positive. But FE, that is focal length of eyepiece, is measured opposite to the direction of incident ray. Incident rays are traveling from left to right direction, but we are measuring FE from right to left direction. So it is exactly opposite to the direction of incident ray. So we can write it as negative. So angular magnification of astronomical telescope is given by m equal to FO divided by minus FE. Or if you are going to write only the magnitude of angular magnification, so we can write mod m. So mod m equal to FO divided by FE. So this gives magnitude of angular magnification of astronomical telescope. So remember, astronomical telescope is used to see heavenly bodies, but whatever the final image is formed through this telescope is always inverted, but there is no much difference because most of the heavenly bodies are almost spherical. So this is all about angular magnification of astronomical telescope. Now we can study about reflecting telescope. So this is the last part of optical instruments. So we know that a reflecting telescope, that means in this telescope reflection of light takes place so that we can use spherical mirrors. So reflecting telescope was initially designed by the scientist Newton. So we can call it as Newtonian telescope. And then this model has been modified by another scientist, that is Cassegrain. So we are also going to call it as Cassegrainian telescope. Remember, reflecting telescope is also called as Newtonian telescope or Cassegrainian telescope. And in this modern telescope, so here we are using concave mirror as objective instead of lens. So we know that in a telescope, most of the time we are using lenses, refraction of light takes place. But here in this Cassegrainian telescope, instead of lenses, we are using spherical mirror so that reflection of light takes place. Now observe this diagram here. So this ray diagram represents about reflecting telescope. Here I am going to consider this is a primary mirror. Primary mirror, it is concave mirror. See here, this is a concave mirror. So concave mirror is also called as converging mirror. So why we have to use concave mirror? Only because after reflection, converging of light takes place. So here this is a concave mirror which is called as primary mirror, and this is nearly having 5-meter diameter. This is a largest primary mirror or objective mirror or concave mirror. And this concave mirror is having a small hole exactly at the center. So this is primary mirror or concave mirror. And here I am going to consider secondary mirror. And this secondary mirror is convex mirror. Convex mirror means here the reflecting surface is away from the center. This is convex mirror. Remember, primary mirror is concave mirror, secondary mirror is convex mirror. In primary mirror, converging of light takes place. In convex mirror, diverging of light takes place, right? And concave mirror is having larger diameter, nearly it is equal to 5 meter, and at the center of the mirror there is a small hole. And here we considered convex mirror, so whose aperture is very small. So here using convex mirror, diverging of light takes place. And at the small hole of this primary mirror, I am going to consider eyepiece. Eyepiece means I am going to consider convex lens which is having small aperture. Now let us consider the parallel beam of light. When this parallel beam of light enters reflecting telescope, they are going to fall on primary mirror so that reflection of light takes place. After reflection, these two reflected rays has to be converged. But before converging, I am going to keep a secondary mirror where these two reflected rays are again going to fall on convex mirror. When these rays are incident on convex mirror, again one more time reflection of light takes place. After reflection, these two reflected rays are going to converge at convex lens, that is eyepiece. So the final image is formed at the eyepiece, and this image is magnified, and here it is again inverted. Again remember, this reflecting telescope is used as an astronomical telescope. So that means this reflecting telescope is again used to see heavenly bodies, so that when the image is inverted, there is no much difference because the heavenly bodies are usually spherical. So this is all about reflecting telescope.